Hello everyone, welcome back to InfosecTrain's Success Spotlight. We have Ansh with us today, who recently completed his CISA training with InfosecTrain and has earned his certification too. Today we are going to have a small chat with our CISA gladiator Ansh to know about his learning journey and experience. Hi Ansh, very warm welcome to the session.
I'm good. Thank you, Saksham, for this lovely introduction as well.
My very first question to you is, how was your experience while preparing for this Elite certification from ISACA?
Okay. So if I talk about my experience, so I would, segregate my experience into two parts. One, when the training was going on with InfoSec, and second, the self-study part, which I did later on after training was completed. So coming on to the training part, my trainer was very well versed with the concepts for the CISA certification, and I and before I really begin into why I selected CISA, so I was not even looking out for CISA certification. I was looking for a ISO 27001 lead auditor certification, but I think while I was, contemplating things and had a talk with the point of sales contact from InfosecTrain. So the recognized person helped me to understand like why at this particular level you might not need a ISO 27001 certification and might need a different, advanced certification from ISACA. So there only I decided like okay, so I will go for the ISACA CISA certification. So there on I decided that okay, let's do it. So once I begin my journey with InfoSec, like our training was very much scheduled. Like it was like a 8 hour training day, and it was like the training happened on weekends, like 2 days a week, Saturday, then Sundays, and we usually so like 4 hour on Saturdays and 4 hour on Sunday. So this is like how the training was scheduled, and like it went for a month or so. So and there are like literally 5 domains in CISA, and that the schedule was very well set how we can complete all the 5 domains in those particular days, and how we'll also practice some questions as well, and not only just learn about the concept but also about the application part as well.
Correct.
So my training happened like around 5 to 6 months ago, like in November 2024, in which I had my first session with InfoSec train, and then in December my training got ended, and in between those trainings, what I did was like when the trainings happened on the weekends, like we get another 5 days, before our next class is scheduled. So what I used to do is supposedly, for example, domain one get finished in the first set of 2 days, and I have now I have recorded lectures from InfoSec train that I can anytime go back to and refer to, and I have the notes sent by my trainer as well, and I have also got the question and answers from ISACA material as well. So now I have a lot of material. Like before I jump into my second session, I can prepare for on those material. Like I can study the notes that were taught in my first session for domain one, and then I can refer back to the question and answers as well from the ISACA Q&A manual as well. So in between those second and third class, I usually did my gave my time, like I took out like 2 to 3 hours in a day to prepare for this examination. So this is how like my like this was my first part of the training, which I told earlier. Now come to the second part, which is the most challenging part to me, because now once the trainings get finished and you are on your own, okay, and the exam fever gets kick in, and the thing is uh, so for me, like I really never booked the exam. I booked my exam in like after 4 months of my completion of my training. So if I had booked my exam, just after my training got completed, I would have cleared the certification much earlier. But uh, so that was like a drawback for me, which I later on realized that if you so it doesn't matter at which part of you are in your preparation. Like if you do not know your exam date, you will never get the certification. So I think to book your certification, to book the exam date is very much critical as your preparation. So that is my one of the tip like I would like to share here. And then I think the self-study part is very critical. You need to, devise some strategy for yourself and how you will going to, proceed. Uh, how much amount of time you can give. If you are a, working professional, how much hours you can allocate in your day towards your study. And if you are a student or, or maybe a, guy going to an internship, like uh, how much hours you can contribute. And if you can give around 2 to 3 hours, I think a day towards this certification, I think you can clear this exam in around, I think, 2 to 3 months. That is like a 90 days from your training. So this is the like the best time where you are in the zone for this particular exam, and you are all the things you can are in your brain, and you can easily you are means you're never out of zone, and you can easily prepare for it and go for it. So that was my experience with this the whole journey, I would say. And to anyone who is watching this video, I think uh, the most, I think, which the most important thing which was even explained in our lessons was that you need to be uh, consistent enough to uh, give some amount of time in your day-to-day basis. Like if if you think that you can just maybe take a week, break of 1 week or so. But the thing is, the syllabus is so vast that you can forget things very easily, and you need to come back, again and see what you last revised or so. So that is like a wastage of time for you as well. So I believe you have to make a consistent approach towards study. Uh, and the final tip would be to book your exam. So that is the most
How was your experience with InfosecTrain throughout your learning journey of CISA?
Okay, so first of all, as I already explained that I was not even going for this certification. I was going for a different certification. But when I talked to the infosec, guy, point of sale person, so he or she helped me, like depending on my experience and my journey, understanding my current set of skills, and aligning those skills with what certification I can achieve. So I was going for a different certification, but later on, like realized that this might not be the right one, and there might be another certification which might be a right one, and can really align my work experience with the certification that I'm doing. So that part was very very soothing to me, that somebody is there for me, like helping me out with my career aspirations as well. And second, if I talk about like how I booked my trainings, and so even that process was very smooth. Like there are a lot of batches going on for this, and there are a lot of trainers, and you can even vouch for a trainer, like if some trainer from your personal point of view, so you can vouch that I want to want to attend his training. So maybe they can, if there is a possibility, they can help you with like aligning that trainer with your session as well. So it gives a good so it is a like a two-way handshake you are doing with infosec, like they are listening to you and you are listening to them. So that is a very good experience, I would say.
Though you have shared a number of tips in the very first question from your personal experience, uh, still we are eagerly looking forward some very quick tips for the learners who will be appearing for their CISA examination anytime soon.
Okay. So last minute tip, like I just gave my exam like 2 weeks before I booked my exam. So those 2 weeks were very critical for me. So in that 2 weeks, what I did, I revised my all my notes, which were given to me during my training sessions. I revised all the questions that I did, and not only the question, you need to give some mocks as well. So you cannot go to the exam without giving any mock test as well. So in those 2 weeks, or maybe you can say like in your last 2 to 3 weeks, you can give n number of mocks you want to give, and score and see if you can get around 120 to 130 questions correct out of those 150 questions which will be there in the exam. If you are achieving that amount of questions correct, so maybe you are now pretty confident to give the exam. So, and one more tip before I go. I think don't rely from multiple sources. See, there is a lot of resources available on the internet, free resources. There are platforms like Quora, Reddit. They can give you a various amount of links for exam preparation material, and there are n number of YouTube videos you can refer to. But see, there is there will be a single question which can have four options, and you can have n number of possibilities. Like source one says that option A is correct, and source two says option B is correct. So you will get confused. So definitely, I would say like stick to one particular resource, which you already linked in the starting, like your study, like the reference note by your trainer, and and the QA manual shared by the trainer. So stick to that particular resources and not go to various different. So that would be like the tips that can help you in the last few days for your exam.
Thank you for joining us today, Ansh, taking out time on a busy day. We really appreciate that. All the very best for your future projects. Keep shining. Thank you.